All right, let's kick things off by talking about a name you might not have expected to hear coming out of Chiefs rookie minicamp. Jaylen Royals. If you're like most fans, you probably didn't know much, if anything, about this guy before now. And that's fair. Royals went undrafted out of Utah State, a smaller program that doesn't exactly pump out NFL talent year after year. But sometimes, a player's path to the league isn't about the headlines. It's about the grind, and Royals fits that mold perfectly. At Utah State, Royals wasn't just productive, he was electric. Over 1,000 yards receiving, a consistent deep threat, and a guy who could get open in tight coverage. He's not the biggest wide receiver on paper, listed at 6 feet and just under 190 pounds. But he plays bigger than his frame. That's something that's already standing out to Chiefs coaches and analysts. The buzz started right after minicamp. Reporters noticed his quick burst off the line, his fluid route running, and most importantly, his ability to track and haul in tough catches, something you just can't teach. And all of a sudden, people started whispering a name that got Chiefs fans to perk up: Rashee Rice. But before we dive into that comparison, let's appreciate how Royals even got this far. No combine invite, no Senior Bowl, no major pre-draft hype, just a kid with talent, drive, and a chip on his shoulder big enough to fuel a bonfire. And now, he's on the field with Patrick Mahomes and has a shot to make some real noise. Hey, quick question for you. Did you know anything about Jaylen Royals before hearing his name in rookie camp? Drop a yes or no in the comments. I want to see how many fans were already on the Royals train. And if you love these underdog stories, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're pushing hard to hit 4,000 subscribers, and every new sub helps more Chiefs fans find us. Also, hit that like button. It really boosts the video and keeps us rolling with more content like this. Let's keep going, because the next part, that Rashee Rice comparison, yeah, it's a real one. Now let's get into the comparison that's starting to turn heads. Jaylen Royals versus Rashee Rice. At first glance, it might sound like a stretch. Rashee Rice was a second-round pick who quickly became a major contributor for the Chiefs. Royals? An undrafted rookie just trying to make the team. But if you look closer at their skill sets, the similarities start to stand out. And it's not just hype. Both. Players play much bigger than their size suggests. Rice is listed around 6'1", 200 pounds, while Royals comes in a bit lighter. But on the field, Royals is physical. He's not afraid to go across the middle, take a hit, or outmuscle a defender at the catch point, just like Rice did during his breakout rookie year. Another similarity? Body control. Royals, like Rice, has that knack for adjusting to the ball in mid-air and keeping his feet in bounds on sideline grabs. He's shown it already in minicamp, and it's catching the attention of coaches and reporters. What about separation? Rice was praised for his ability to create space with strength and quick cuts, and Royals is showing a similar ability with his crisp route running. He's got that twitch you want in a slot receiver, but can also line up outside and still win his one-on-ones. And then there's the attitude. Royals is quiet, focused, and lets his play speak for itself. That's the same way Rice came into the league. Head down, work hard, earn respect. Now, does this mean Royals is definitely going to follow the same path? Of course not. But if you're a Chiefs fan, this comparison should at least get you curious. When players come in with similar traits, in the same system, under the same coaches, it's worth paying attention. Let me ask you this. Do you think Royals could become the next Rashee Rice? Vote yes or no in the comments. Let's see how the kingdom is feeling about this kid. And if you're hyped about the idea of Royals becoming another breakout weapon for Mahomes, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers, and we want you on this journey with us. Up next, let's talk about the guy who keeps finding these hidden gems, Veach. All right, so we've talked about what Jaylen Royals brings to the table and how he's already drawing comparisons to Rashee Rice. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the guy who brought him here, Veach. At this point, Chiefs fans know the deal. Veach doesn't just build championship teams, he finds value where nobody else is even looking. He's made a habit out of uncovering hidden gems and turning long shots into key contributors. Just look at his track record. Isaiah Pacheco was a seventh-round pick. Everyone passed on him, multiple times. Now he's one of the most violent, explosive running backs in the league and a two-time Super Bowl champ. Rashee Rice? Not a first-rounder, not a five-star recruit. And yet he became the most reliable wide receiver for Patrick Mahomes in just his first season. And that's what makes this Jaylen Royals situation so exciting. Veach isn't just taking flyers, he's finding guys who fit the Chiefs' system and mentality. Royals might not have had the draft buzz, but the Chiefs saw something. They saw traits they can mold, they saw a competitor. And if history tells us anything, it's that when Veach spots that kind of potential, we better take it seriously. Let's also give credit to how the Chiefs' front office develops these players. It's not just about raw talent, it's about fit, coaching, and opportunity. And right now, Royals is walking into a WR room that's going through a bit of a transition. That creates a lane for him to do what guys like Pacheco and Rice did, earn their spot and make an impact. Here's a question for you. Who's your favorite under-the-radar Chiefs signing from the past few years? Drop your pick in the comments. Could be Pacheco, could be someone like Justin Watson, or maybe it's already Jaylen Royals. And hey, if you trust Brett Veach's ability to find the next breakout star, then this is the channel for you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's next. And hit that like button to show love for the scouting magic Veach keeps pulling off. Coming up next, let's talk football. How exactly could Royals fit into Andy Reid's offense in 2025? So now that we know who Jaylen Royals is, and why Brett Veach brought him in, let's get into the fun stuff. How does he actually fit into the 2025 Chiefs offense? The wide receiver room in Kansas City is wide open this year. With Rashee Rice's future a bit uncertain due to off-field issues, and veterans like Marquise Hollywood Brown stepping in, there's room for a hungry young player like Royals to carve out a role. And let's be honest, Andy Reid loves versatility, and that's exactly what Royals offers. He's got slot quickness, but he also has the speed to stretch the field vertically. That means Reid could use him in motion, in bunch formations, or even as a deep threat when defenses are too focused on Kelsey or Brown. Think about the way the Chiefs used Sky Y Moore early on. Designed touches, jet sweeps, quick outs. Royals has the tools to do all that, and maybe more. Now here's the thing. The Chiefs don't need Royals to be a 1,000-yard receiver on day one. What they need is someone reliable, explosive, and smart enough to learn this complex offense. And if early minicamp signs are any indication, Royals is already picking things up quickly. Another major factor? Special teams. Royals could absolutely earn his stripes returning kicks or punts. That's often the fastest way onto the 53-man roster, especially for undrafted guys. If he can show value in the return game and flash on offense, that's how you stick. And don't forget, this is a team that thrives on competition. If Royals shows up during OTAs and training camp and keeps making plays, it's not out of the question that he pushes someone off the depth chart. Let me ask you this. Who do you think will lead the Chiefs in receiving yards this season? Drop your prediction in the comments. Could be Hollywood Brown, could be Kelsey, or maybe even someone unexpected like Xavier Worthy, or who knows, Jaylen Royals. And hey, if you want to stay on top of this wide receiver battle all off-season, make sure you've subscribed and that little bell is turned on. We break it down from every angle here on Total Chiefs News. All right, to wrap this up, let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. What does this youth movement at wide receiver mean for the Chiefs heading into 2025? So what does the rise of Jaylen Royals really say about where the Chiefs are heading? Simple. Kansas City is investing in youth and upside at wide receiver like never before. Between Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown on a one-year deal, and now guys like Jaylen Royals, flashing early, It's clear that Brett Veach and Andy Reid are building a new core for Patrick Mahomes. Think about it. Travis Kelce isn't going to be around forever, and while he's still elite, the Chiefs need to prepare for the next chapter. That's where this young WR group comes in. They're fast, they're hungry, and they bring a mix of skill sets that can be molded into something really dangerous. Royals might not be a household name today, but that's the exact kind of player who becomes a secret weapon in Andy Reid's system. We've seen it before, and we might be watching it happen again. This youth movement also sends a message. It's not just about big contracts and flashy signings. It's about finding the right pieces. Players who fit the culture, the locker room, and the championship mindset. So as training camp rolls around, keep your eyes on Dabara 83. Royals is going to be battling, hustling, and doing everything he can to prove he belongs. And honestly, I wouldn't bet against him. Before we wrap, which young wide receiver are you most excited to watch this season? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video if you're fired up about the direction this offense is heading. And hey, if you're still watching right now, you're exactly the kind of fan we want around here. Help us reach our goal of 4,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay locked in for everything Chiefs. Catch you in the next one. Go Chiefs!